In all times and places in our history, human beings have wondered, where did we come from? What's our place in the world? What happens to us after we die? Religions are systems of belief that have developed and evolved over time in response to these and other eternal mysteries, driven by the feeling that some questions can only be answered by faith, and based on an intuition that there's something greater than ourselves, a higher power we must answer to, or some source we all spring from, and to which we must return. Hinduism means the religions of India. It's not a single religion, but rather a variety of related beliefs and spiritual practices. It dates back 5 millennia to the time of Krishna, a man of such virtue that he became known as an avatar of Vishnu, an incarnation of the God in human form. He taught that all life follows karma, the law of cause and effect, and our job is to do our duty, or dharma, according to our place in society, without worrying how things turn out. When we die, we're reincarnated into a new body. If we followed our dharma and did our proper duty in our past life, we get good karma, which sends our soul upward in the social scale. Our rebirth into the next life is thus determined by what we do in this one. The wheel of rebirths is called samsara. It's possible for a very holy person to lead a life with enough good karma to escape the wheel. This escape is called moksha. Hinduism teaches that everything is one. The whole universe is one transcendent reality called Brahman. And there's just one Brahman, but many gods within it. And their roles, aspects, and forms differ according to various traditions. Brahma is the creator. Vishnu is the preserver who sometimes takes on human form. And Shiva is the transformer, or lord of the dance. Durga is the fiercely protective Divine Mother. Ganesha has an elephant head and is the wise patron of success. Hinduism is the 3rd largest religion in the world, and although most Hindus live in India, they can be found on every continent, 1 billion strong. Now let's travel west, across deserts and mountains to the Fertile Crescent about 4,000 years ago. Judaism began with God calling Abraham and Sarah to leave Mesopotamia and migrate to the land of Canaan. In return for their faith in the one true God, a revolutionary concept in the polytheistic world of that time, they would have land and many descendants. From this promise came the land of Israel and the chosen people. But staying in that land and keeping those people together was going to be very difficult. The Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, but God freed them with the help of the prophet Moses, who received the 10 Commandments, and later hundreds more. They conquered the Promised Land, but could only keep it for a few hundred years. Israel sits at a crossroads through which many armies marched over the centuries, and in the year 70, the Romans destroyed the temple in their capital, Jerusalem. So the religion transformed itself from a temple religion with sacrifices and priests to a religion of the book. Because of this, Judaism is a faith of symbolism, reverence, and deep meanings tied to the literature of its history. The many sacred scriptures make up the Hebrew Bible or Tanakh, and hundreds of written discussions and interpretations are contained in an expansive compendium of deeper meanings called the Talmud. Jews find rich symbolic meaning in daily life. At the Passover meal, every item on the menu symbolizes an aspect of the escape from slavery. The importance of growing up is emphasized when young people reach the age of bar and bat mitzvah, ceremonies during which they assume responsibility for their actions and celebrate the weaving of their own lives into the faith, history, and texts of the Jewish people. There are 14 million Jews in the world today, 6 million in Israel, which became independent following the horrors of genocide in World War II, and 5 million in the United States.